Beterbiev versus Yard. Well, first of all, slow it down. Like and subscribe. Okay, before you do anything, like and subscribe right now. But Beterbiev versus Yard, and I see a lot of people calling him Yardy, right? I don't know if that's right. I think that he's from England or Europe, wherever the hell he's from, and then people see an E after it, and they think that that's the way you have to pronounce it. I'm not sure. I think it's just Yard, honestly. Just a yard. And I can feel the E when I say it. I can feel it. When I say yard, I can feel the E. So I don't think I need to add the yard E. Now, if it is yardy, correct me in the comments, right? But I'm going to say yard, okay? Because I feel like yardy, it doesn't flow right. It doesn't feel right. I don't think we did it into this point. I don't know why we changed it. I don't know what made me change it, what made us change it going into this fight. I always said yard. Everyone always said yard. Now it's yardy. I don't get it. But let's just talk about the fight. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, Beterbiev was exposed in this fight, right? That he was shown for what he really is. And now there's a lot of people questioning his resume. There's a lot of people questioning whether his resume was ever as good as Bivol's. There's a lot of people now picking Bivol, right? And I was always picking Bivol in that fight. I was always picking Bivol. And the one thing that I always knew going into that fight is that Beterbiev is a very skilled fighter. He's very tactical, right? And he wasn't winning these fights with God-given speed or God-given explosion or anything like that. Now, he hits very hard. We all know that. But he just doesn't have those things, right? That explosive movement that was making him win these fights. And the thing with Yard, right, is that Yard stood in this fight with just God-given gifts. He stood in this fight with just his natural abilities. Because Yard isn't a very technical fighter. He's not a very thoughtful fighter. He doesn't have the highest ring IQ. He's just kind of explosive. He kind of hits hard. He's kind of fast. So he was able to stay in this fight, stay competitive, stay in a very back and forth fight with Beterbiev just on that, right? And you have to understand one thing about Bivol is Bivol has very, very fast footwork, very, very good legs, and he's very explosive with his legs. And if you've seen what Yard can do, who doesn't have any really strategy what he's doing, he doesn't have any really thought process, he's not really setting things up, he's just kind of going with the motion, but you've seen the kind of, success he had with just that. And you have to think a guy like Bivol, who is very tactical, knows what he's doing, and they're very comfortable, very smart, but has the legs to do that. You just got to think that Beterbiev and him, he'll always be a step behind. I really believe that. I always believe that. Didn't need this fight to see it. But I'm not sure this exposed Beterbiev. Maybe it just exposed Beterbiev to the people that had not noticed what he was doing. But I knew what he was doing. I did a post on how skilled he was and how he didn't get credit for how skilled he was. Because people thought that he was just some brute who was winning this fight because he hits really hard. But really, the truth is that he knows how to create his offense. He knows how to keep the distance. He knows how to place his shots. But when someone has a physical advantage like that, he does tend to struggle, or he does tend to have to break that person down, right? That person, he got better as Yard got worse, because as Yard slowed down, as he got tired, the technical part of his game that wasn't there, and he wasn't having the great speed or explosion anymore. He really lessened as a fighter, and that's Beterbiev kind of counted on in that fight, right? He kind of needed that to happen so he could finally start putting his shots together, putting his offense together, start being effective, right? Not having to worry about what's coming back at him so quick. With a guy like Bivol, that's not going to happen. So I don't think Beterbiev got exposed. I think people just kind of saw what had been happening. There was plenty of evidence of it. I don't think he got exposed. But I think Bivol being the favorite in it makes a lot of sense to me, because that's the way I always had it. Peace.